Despite the U.S. being such a wealthy country, there are high levels of wealth disparity. Many people question whether poverty is caused by individuals themselves or structural factors.
Not homeless, so I wouldn't, I'm not in poverty, so I wouldn't know, what the cause is.
I don't think you can pinpoint an origin of poverty. It's been around since civilization's been around. There's always been someone on top and someone on bottom. Poverty is it's not just circumstantial, it's very institutionalized, it's ingrained in society.
Structurally generated inequalities. I think if you look in a country, say like the United States, where the wealthy are very, very wealthy and the poor are very, very poor, those sorts of inequities are unnecessary and, in my view, immoral. It's more accurate, I think, to focus attention on the ways in which inequality is generated by structural factors.
Poverty is institutionalized here and throughout the world. It is not just someone falls out of luck and they're in poverty.
I think in terms of fault, it does range, but I think at least some part of it is their fault. Because like you could like come from like a really bad family, maybe need an education and all that, but like it's still like you could have done something to try to get yourself out of that situation. So, and like I feel like you still can at this point. So like if you're on the streets and like you're begging for money, I think there's something you can do to try to get yourself out of that situation. You're not really essentially like stuck there because of society. You're stuck there because I feel like you don't really want to like do something about it.
There is, I think, in the United States, a very strong cultural emphasis on the individual and his or her abilities, and if an individual finds him or herself in unfortunate circumstances, there's the presumption that he or she can pull themselves out of that through pluck or skill or energy or what have you. So it becomes much harder, I think, in the American political context to talk about the structures, the wider structures that might constrain the circumstances that a particular individual faces. And so I think it's hard politically to have the kind of conversation that I think is necessary.
I guess it would be a human right. Because, I mean, you need to live to have food.
The fact that not everyone has the ability and the resources and the opportunity to attain the life that they'd like, that I believe that that set is a human right to be able to live the life that you want to live, and the fact that some people can't attain that is a violation of human rights.
By certain standards, not having enough resources to live with dignity is a human rights violation. According to Article 25 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, and housing. Those in poverty are often unable to realize these rights.